Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we were discuss about the scheme number 6, which is retrosynthetic analysis of the originally assigned structure of vanosol B2 and its diastereomer, which is D2. And as we know that retrosynthetic analysis means what? The process of breaking down the target molecule into convenient starting material by using disconnection and functional group interconversion is known as a retrosynthetic analysis. Three main terms are involved in the statement. Number one is the target molecule, number two is the disconnection, and number three is a functional group interconversion. And as we know that the meaning of that each term, target molecule. First of all, what do you mean by this target molecule? Here in this case is a structure of vanosol, originally assigned structure of vanosol B, that is a structure number 2, and its a diastereomer, that is a D2 mentioned over here. D stand for diastereomer. Diastereomer means they are not mirror images of each other. So, that type of the compound is known as a diastereomers. And retrosynthetic analysis, functional group interconversion means one of the functional group is converted into another functional group, so that disconnection becomes possible, is known as a functional group interconversion. And then now what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss the remaining retrosynthetic analysis of vanosol B and its diastereomer D2. We come up to the structure number 26 and 27 shown over here. Enantiomer, enantiomer, as we know that enantiomer is nothing but as a, the compound must contain chiral center and they are not mirror images of each other. What kind of the not mirror image? Non-superimposable mirror images of each other. If they become as a superimposable mirror images, then that is a not the, they are called as a meso compound like this. They possessing center of symmetry. The compound which exhibit, which shows such type of the meso compound are in tartaric acid, that we already discussed in our what we can call it as a previous classes, in lower classes such as maybe in FYBSc or SYBSc. Now why I am cleaning here? These two arrow I am showing over here, one here and another arrow which I am showing over here. So, other things I am cleaning, remember it. And now, after 26, what do you get? So, here enzymatic desymmetrization. Here enzymatic, in that arrow enzymatic desymmetrization, that approach we are going to use over here. And on that arrow, which approach? Mukayama Mukayama aldol. Mukayama aldol approach we are going to use, and that's why we are showing. We have mention on that disconnection arrow. Disconnection, as we know that, an analytical process which break a bond and convert a molecule into a starting material is known as a disconnection. And on that arrow we are written what kind of the approaches we are going to use. That approaches we have written over that enzymatic desymmetrization, and there is a Mukayama aldol condensation reaction. After that, what do you get? You are going to get the compound like this. This is a compound which you are going to get here. Here the hydroxy group which is above the plane OH, the hydrogen atom which remains as it is above the plane. Here at this corner point the hydrogen atom it remains below the plane, but this hydroxy group it must be above the plane. So this is the enzymatic desymmetralization enzyme. We know that it is plays an important role as an catalyst. Catalyst means it speed up the reaction. Enzymatic reaction are highly stereospecific reaction, means only and only selective that specific product we are getting, and that's why that enzyme in a biochemistry while synthesizing or in the organomechanism or that organism, this type of the terminologies are using. And Mukayama aldol condensation reaction approach using, and this is a structure which we got, that is a meso 28. This is a meso 28. Meso, what do you think, whether meso is optically active or optically inactive? Meso compound are optically inactive in nature. If you see this compound, there are 4 chiral centers are present over there. Which are those? 1, 2, 3, 4. And exactly there is a symmetry is present, and due to that presence of center of symmetry, that molecule neither rotate plane of polarization, either left hand side or the right hand side, it remains inactive. There is no deflection, and therefore this type of the compound, even though it has a chiral center, there are 4 chiral center, even number of chiral centers are there, and if symmetry are present, like as a center of symmetry, that molecule possess, or that molecule has, or that kind of the molecule are called as a meso compound. Meso compound are optically inactive in nature. Always remember, if there is a even number of chiral centers are present, there is a possibility of presence of center of symmetry. In determining the optical activity, there are certain criteria. If they possess plane of symmetry or a center of symmetry or alternative axis of symmetry, these kind of the compounds are optically inactive in nature, and therefore this compound is optically inactive in nature. Now coming toward the Mukayama aldol condensation, that approach generally using over here. So what do you get? So here the structure which I am representing, see over here. Now here is a 5-member ring which I have shown over here like this. Now another 5-member ring like this, and now here O methoxy group, here must be as a carbonyl group, and another one carbonyl group, then O Me this side, and here are the double bond, and there is a this type of the zigzag arrow is shown, that staggered arrow is indicate that there is no assigned stereochemistry. It may be above or below, not exactly assigned. And when this bond is going to break, and this approach is nothing but as a Mukayama aldol condensation reaction. And now when this bond is going to break, that I am showing dotted line, and here which approach I am going to use over here? Here the approach I am going to use manganese third, that is the Roman letter is written over here, manganese mediated radical cyclization, that is a Mn third mediated radical cyclization. If you see here 1,3-diketone, and it is a just as a versatile synthon type of the compounds over there. And now this structure, this is 28, and now after the 28, what you are going to get, here I am showing just after 28, I am going to use here is a regio stereoselective, regio and stereoselective. Regio means what? At particular region the products are formed. Stereoselective means what? We are going to get more than one product, but out of that one must be as a major and another may be as a minor. That's called as a stereoselective. Hydroboration, stereoselective, regio and stereoselective. Hydroboration. After using this approach, what do I get? I am going to get the compound which I am showing over here. See the structure, one bond, double bond here, another double bond over here, and this is the structure number 29. This is a structure number 29 which I got on left hand side. Now moving toward a right hand side once again, here up to the 29. Here we are going to get 30, where this R is equal to H. And when 31, where R is nothing but as a C5, C11, C5, H11, C5, H11. The nature of R, if suppose there is a hydrogen atom Then the compound number 30 you can get over here. If the compound number, if R is equal to this alkyl group C5H11, then that compound number is nothing but as a 31. And that 31, after the disconnection of that 31, let me show here. So I am cleaning this one now, 28. Now you can see clearly I am disconnecting that 31. So here disconnection arrow, and after that I am going to get the structure, this one, cyclohexanone type, and then there is a this type of the staggered bond here, this one. Here I must write OMe, here also as OMe. On the other side is a double bond, and here again staggered bond over here like this, and this is a structure number 32 when R is equal to H, and this is a structure number 33 when R is equal to C6H13. C6H13. So this is the whole retrosynthetic analysis which we have represented or depicted here in scheme number 6. The heading of that scheme number 6 is nothing but as a retrosynthetic analysis of the originally assigned structures of vanosol B2 and its diastereomer D2. D2 is nothing but as a diastereomer which is shown over here. The diassembly of the vanosol B structure began with the SMI2 base disconnection at C10/C28, which by necessity demanded further functional group transformation in order to reveal diastereomeric allylic alcohols 24 and 25 as a potential precursors to 2 and D2 respectively. 2 means vanosol B, D2 means its diastereomer. Both intermediates 24 and 25 which we have represented in scheme number 6 were then converted retrosynthetically to building blocks 26 enisophore and 27 racemic or enisophore. Racemic means we know that the word we are getting D and L, dextrorotatory and leo-rotatory, equal proportion 50-50%, that kind of the mixture is called as a racemic mixture, and they are enisophore means either D form or L form, dextrorotatory or the leo-rotatory. Pure form we can use for further synthesis or for the construction of other compound. 27 racemic and enantiospore respectively through the crucial lithium mediated carbon-carbon bond formation which we have depicted in the scheme number 6. Approximate functional group transformations as shown in scheme 6. Further simplification of vinyl iodide 26 through Shapiro reaction, regioselective epoxide opening. Epoxide, as we know that, 3-membered ring having oxygen atom or containing oxygen atom, that type of the species is called as a epoxide. For example, on olefin, if you treat with H2O to hydrogen peroxide at a proper, if you maintain the condition, whatever resulting compound is obtained, that resulting compound is called as a epoxide. That species is known as a epoxide. 3-membered ring containing a heteroatom oxygen. Further simplification of vinyl iodide 26 through Shapiro reaction, as we already discussed that Shapiro reaction in detail with their mechanism and the example, regioselective epoxide opening and enzymatic desymmetrization led to mesodiol 28, whose origin was traced back to diene 29 through an envisioned regio and stereoselective hydroboration reaction. Hydroboration oxidation reaction you might be knowing in our lower classes. On the other hand, further analysis of aldehyde 27 initially through a Claisen rearrangement, or which is also known as 3,3 sigma tropic rearrangement. That Claisen rearrangement also we have discussed in detail with their mechanism and taking some few examples which I have already explained in my previous lectures. And subsequently through a sequential Mn3 mediated radical cyclization and Mukayama aldol reaction led to olefinic cyclohexanone 32 racemic and 33 enantio enriched as potential precursor to the racemic and enantio enriched series of intermediate respectively. And this plan served well as a useful roadmap for our subsequent synthetic endeavor toward the originally assigned structure of Vanusul B. And after that, construction of racemic and enantiopure right fragment D ring system of Vanusul B, and the synthesis of the required racemic and enantiopure aldehyde building blocks plus minus oblique plus 27 proceeded from diode plus minus 59 plus 34 through olefinic diketones plus minus 37 and plus 38 respectively as shown in scheme number 7, which scheme number 7 we are going to discuss in our next lecture, means tomorrow's lecture. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.